Hello, I'm Pamela Davis Brown. Welcome to episode 248 of the Well Done Life podcast. Hello, and welcome back to episode 248 of the Well Done Life podcast. I'm your host, Pamela Davis Brown. If you are new here, hey, how are you? Welcome. I am so glad that you're here this week. I hope that you will stay for a very long time. If you've been here before, you guys know the deal. I love you deep. Thank you so much for continuing to rock with me. I wouldn't be able to be here in this space without you. And I am so grateful for the opportunity to continue to connect with you and evolve with you. So before we get into this week's episode, I like to be really foundational. And for those of you that are new here, this is really important to me because I really feel like we are creating a safe space. And with that safe space, we treat it like a house, and we want to make sure that our foundation is really strong. So our foundation is built on two really important things, and that's clarity and love. Clarity is really straightforward. I just like to make sure that you understand that the Well Done Life brand is something that I created for women because I believe in the power of us. I believe that we need places and spaces where we can be our most authentic self. And so here I share my journey, the good, the bad, the ugly of it all, under the hopes that you will be inspired to realize that your journey is beautiful and that you can impact someone's life by sharing it. And at the same time, I hope that you learn from some of the pitfalls. I hope that you're inspired to do some of the things by some of my wins. I really feel like, being able to create space where we have open communication and talk about things is really important. And so that's what we do here. And I also not just tell my story, I also spotlight the story of other women. And so hopefully I will actually be doing more of that now. And hopefully we'll just continue to grow. And if you are interested in sharing your story with me, I would be interested in talking to you. And that's a whole nother conversation, which will be a part of this conversation today as well. But again, this is a safe space, and the space is really about you and about me and about us as women coming together and really giving ourselves the resources that we need so we can thrive and live a well-done life. Now, that leads me right into my second foundation, which is love. Love is really the root of all things for me. I love love. I'm a sucker for love. And at the same time, it's really important to me to make sure that I honor you the way that you guys have honored me by sharing prayers with you. It's really important. And I've been standing on a couple of foundational points because I just feel like this is where we all need to be right now with the way that the world is. So this is where we're going to go. And so my first prayer for you is obviously going to be peace. The world is noisy. Super noisy. Like it's not going to stop being noisy. There's always going to be demands and stretches on our time and our energy. And I hope that you were taking a moment to carve out space for you to breathe and find peace. And I don't care if that means you just have to stand in your closet, stand outside your house, do what you need to do, give yourself a moment to regulate. Because when you have those moments of peace, it gives your body a time to calm down, to let the cortisol reside, to let your blood pressure go down, to help give yourself space to breathe and to feel and to be able to think. Because my second prayer is clarity. And that's why it's so important. And I like to pray these two prayers together because clarity is essential, especially in times like this. There's so much noise. There's so many things that you are being pulled and shown. You have to be able to have moments where you are able to have peace and to regulate your mind and your body so your thoughts can be clear, so you can see things clearly and make decisions accordingly. And that's not always going to be perfect. It's not always going to be easy. None of us have it all mastered together, but try to make the best decisions with the information that you are given in a sense of clarity, because really it's about making sure that you have no regret. It's about understanding the situations that are in front of you and just doing your very best, because that's really all any of us can do. And so peace and clarity are my first two prayers for you. I hope that you will receive them. My third prayer for you is love. And I'm talking good reciprocal love. I want you to have love that touches the top of your head to the bottom of your feet. And I want you to be surrounded in good community that manifests that love. It is really Again, I cannot keep stressing. I know I keep saying the same thing, but it's so true. It's so important to have a good community, a good group of people who have your back and you have theirs, because there's no one that's going to come and save us. We're going to save ourselves. And so we have to make sure that we are surrounding ourselves with people who really add value, who really challenge you to be your best self, who are soft places where you can land when you're hurting, who are a resource for you when you need information. You'd be surprised. You might be going through something mentally, physically, spiritually, financially, and someone in your group and your core and your clique has gone through that same challenge. We just don't always talk about things the way that sometimes we should talk about things, from a place of trust and honesty. And they can help you get through your scenario. They can help you through this situation. They can encourage you and be supportive. That's why I think it's important to make sure you have a community that you trust, a community that you can lean into. And I know it's not easy to find it, but don't give up, and just make sure that you are checking yourself so that you can be that same source for someone else. It's not always easy. It's not, because, I hate to tell you, as you start to it gets harder and harder to maintain friendships. Heck, it's harder to maintain ourselves. So I understand, but make every effort if you have people in your life who show up for you in ways that sometimes family can't even do, or just don't have the capacity to do. Make sure you are pouring into those people just the way that you pour into yourself, so that you can have that reciprocal relationship, so you can have reciprocity on fire, because that's what you deserve. And so I hope that you will accept my prayer of good, reciprocal, hopeful love for you. And then rounding out my prayers, as always, is going to be abundance. Of course, I'm always going to want you to be financially abundant, because I know that you will allow you to be a blessing to yourself and to other people. But I hope in all of this, you will also make time to be abundant in your spirit, that you will create moments and memories that will feed you longer than the money ever will, that will just sustain you in the dark times, that will create moments that you will just cling to and be inspired to. Make sure that you are finding moments of joy, that you are creating moments of joy, because you deserve it. No matter what is going on, there is always time for joy. Never lose sight of that. Because when we lose sight of joy, we have just truly given in to everything, and we can lose ourselves. Never lose yourself in the madness of the world. This thing has been going on for quite a long time, and the cycles still stay the same. But don't let your joy get caught up and lost in all of it. Keep some space for you. Create those memories and spaces for you that are going to help sustain you as you keep going forward on this journey. So those are my prayers for you. And I hope that you, like I said, you will receive them. I am so excited to be back. I took a little pause for the cause last week, but I'm back with a new episode. I am recording on Saturday. It is March the 7th. Yes, I truly just looked up at the top of the computer because I forgot what day of the week it was. And it is 2:31 p.m. And I'm so glad, like I said, to be sitting down and recording. And for those of you who are listening, of course, keep listening. But for those of you who are watching, hey, I'm so glad to be here with you on YouTube as well. You have options. We're still doing this experiment. I hope it's getting better and better as I keep going. I have more surprises planned because I'm committing myself to doing this, but I'm doing this. So yes, I'm sitting up in my room doing this with the best lighting that I have and all those things, but I promise things will continue to grow and evolve as we continue to grow and evolve on this journey. But like I said, I'm back with a new episode. I want to thank everyone. Before I took my little break, everyone was so supportive of getting called on your BS. And it's so funny. One of my good friends, Katie, she called me. She's like, who's bothering you? Who bothered you? I need to come and regulate. And I was like, no, girl, that's me. I bothered me. I was the one who got called out on my BS. I called myself out. And so for those of you that have not had a chance to, check it out, Called on My BS, check it out, either listen to it or watch it on YouTube. But essentially, it really was about me and my health journey, and how in order for me to find success, I had to recognize that I needed to fix my perceptions, my fears, my doubts, and really learn how to listen to other people and stop trying to do it secretly my way. I know I'm not the only person. There's a lot of us out here who are secretly trying to do things our way. Even though we keep telling people, I'm listening, you're listening, but you're maybe listening with a 60%, ear versus a 100% ear. And there's going to come a point in time in your life, no matter what it is. It may not even be about health for you, where rubber meets the road and you have to make an adjustment because you are making too much of an investment in this project, no matter what it looks like. And you want to be successful, but you keep trying to get in the way, or you keep getting in the way because you haven't really dealt with yourself enough. You haven't dealt with the ego enough that's holding you back. You haven't dealt with the fear or the trauma of what is holding you back from being able to surrender and listen to someone else's authority. And so I know that's a very complex conversation, and we'll pick that up again because it's funny. That's part of one of the reasons why I actually wanted to pop in today, because I've kind of even taken it a step further. We're going to talk about that. This episode, I'm just kind of framing it up. This is kind of like a housekeeping episode because a shift is coming, y'all. A shift is coming. It has definitely been in the atmosphere for a while. And I kind of want to start to lay the foundation for it and just kind of let you guys know what's coming up in the next few weeks, few months. I don't know. This may be a long-term shift because I've changed. And I'm going to sit down and explain that in more detail in a separate episode. But when I say that I've changed, I've really changed. Recently, especially as it even relates to my health journey, I have really made a decision to dial in and lock in and talk about something, build some things. And so all I can say is right now I am building myself, or I have built myself to this point. And I've been doing it brick by brick, step by step, and I'm taking another step. I'm building another brick on the journey to being the best version of myself. And I want to share it because there are entirely, I feel like, not enough conversations going on in reference to how women, and particularly Black women over the ages of 40 and 50, 60, 70, how we are taking care of ourselves, how we are reclaiming our health, how we have been undereducated in areas of perimenopause, menopause, as well as not even to mention like just overall medicine, our health in general. And so I always want to be transparent here. And so part of my journey has shifted. Part of my approach has shifted. I'm still, definitely focused on trying to be the healthiest version of myself. I've lost a grip of weight. I've been up and down, so I know what to tell you. I have been the person who is out there doing everything, y'all. I have run a marathon, several half marathons. I have a wall full of medals that I could show you from races. So believe me when I tell you, I know what it's like to go balls to the wall to try to get it done. And I did all that. I didn't start doing that until I turned 40. So what I'm saying to you is I understand what it's like to, reclaim yourself later in life. But at the same time, sometimes we have to be careful making those later than life decisions because, we go all in, and going all in without having resources, without having support can definitely lead to injuries. It can lead to extra cortisol. It can lead to health challenges. Like there are so many things that can happen. And so I've just kind of have started to feel a shift. And I want to share my journey as well as to make sure that I'm presenting you with resources and information and thought leaders in these spaces that you can relate to, that you can talk. Yes, I've been secretly spending time stalking folks. And so I'm going to set up a deck. I'm going to do what I like to do. I'm going to do what I do best. I'm going to connect some things. So I'm just saying all this to say, hopefully it doesn't sound too like wonky mysterious because that's not what I'm trying to do. But there's a new series coming. There's a new shift coming. I think there might even be an event coming. Like I see all of this coming. And God has been sending me confirmations and affirmations and lots of questioning. So shout out and love. Thanks to my husband, as well as to my brand manager, brand extraordinaire, Tita Walker, because they've kind of been feeling the energy and God definitely delivers. So all I have to say is, yeah, we got some shifts coming. So that's one of the housekeeping things, one of the big things that I wanted to talk about because I'm really excited about having this conversation. I really am very passionate about shifting the narratives and helping women, I think, reclaim themselves because I understand what it's like to reclaim myself at this age. And it is challenging, but it is a beautiful journey. And I think it's time for some longevity mindsets. It's time to shift the conversations. I'm not worried about trying to make the scale drop. The scale is going to drop because I'm going to do what I need to do. I want to inspire some other women to choose themselves and do what they have to do. And so, yeah, I'm going to just say brick by brick, baby. We're going to do this together, brick by brick. But in the interim of that, like I said, I wanted to pop back in because I hadn't been here in a while and just kind of update you. So yes, that has been a really big thing. I guess I can give you like a little bit of tea about my health. My health has been doing really good. As you guys know, I'm on a GLP-1 journey, health journey. And I also do hormone replacement therapy. We're going to talk about that too, ladies, when we talk about brick by brick, because that has definitely been essential. Like, believe me, I have a health team. And for those of you that are newer here, I've talked about it before. Yes, I have a health team. That's how I get down. And it is very challenging because believe me, I am just like you. I'm dealing with corporate insurance. And it is one of those things where it's like you got to mix and match. Sometimes you do a little out of pocket, sometimes you do a little insurance, and you just make it work. That's where I'm at now because I am determined not to be like my mom. I am determined not to be like my grandmother. I am determined to live better and to be healthier. And oh, yeah, no shade. I'm not going to be like my dad either. Like I'm going to be here for a minute and I plan on being here as healthy as God will allow me to be. And I will be doing my part to make sure that I am getting to that path. So brick by brick, brick by brick. So but yes, I am doing well. I've been honest with you guys before. Like, I had a goal where I wanted to be under 200 pounds. That's how I initially started. I have hit that goal. I am currently not under 200 pounds though. I am approximately 200. I think I'm 201.6 is what I saw. I'm going to grab my phone. Yeah. Like I'm that honest about it. Let me see where I'm at because I track everything. One thing that you could do right now, if you wanted to start setting yourself up for a health change, not even challenge, but like a shift in your mindset in regards to how you're eating, you could use MyFitnessPal. I use the free version too. So don't even, I have the free version of MyFitnessPal and I have been using it for quite some time and I use it to track my water, my weight, all those good things, my food. And so, yes, I'm sorry. I am approximately, as of Wednesday, March the 4th, 2026, I am 200.7 pounds. And I was up 2 pounds from the previous week when I weighed, or previous time when I weighed, which was Monday, February the 23rd, 2026, because I'm in a 10-day cycle. I'm like shifting into maintenance. And so I've been doing my shots are not every 7 days now. So we stretch it a little bit further, which is great because I'm trying to create, sustainable long-term habits. And so, yeah, I've definitely been on a shift. And as a part of that shift, I've made some adjustments. And like I said, when we kick off this series, which I probably will kick off, I think I'm going to kick this off in the month of April because I will kind of explain how I got here. But essentially, the one thing I definitely want to make sure that I do say up front before we kind of start about brick by brick, because everybody's journey is going to be different. I want everyone to understand that I'm going to talk to you guys about the beginning to where I am now. But right now, I'm in a journey of body recomposition. So I don't care anymore if I'm 200 pounds. I really don't care. My goal is to have longevity. My goal is not to chase a number on the scale because I know that by the approach that I'm taking, meaning that I am focused on metabolic health. And in order for me to have high metabolic health, that means that I have to build muscle and lose fat because obviously, as a plus size woman, my body has more body fat. I have a goal. and of where I would like to see my body fat drop. And I have really made a concerted shift in regards to making sure in my strength training, as well as really looking at my diet in regards to fiber, looking at fat, looking at protein, definitely making sure that I'm getting the food in, making sure the water is right, making sure the activity is strong, make sure that I'm doing the things from a cardio perspective that need to be done, because yes, cardio is important still on this journey, but cardio is not going to drive the results that I'm looking for. And so I'm on that time. And with that being part of the time, that means I've had to shift how I approach conversations with my obesity medicine specialist, Dr. Shadeen Hill of JBH Medical. I focus more now, or I have made the shift as of my last conversation with her. We are making the shift where the conversation is now not going to be so much about the scale, but it is going to be about muscle growth and fat loss. That's what I want to talk about. We got a fresh set of labs, got 8 pages of labs, y'all. We'll even talk about that. And I think I'm going to have, as a part of my series, I'm going to reach out to my menopause specialist, Dr. Larissa Ferdinand. She is my menopause specialist, gynecologist per se. And I am going to ask her to be on the pod because I want to have a conversation, because y'all, I got labs. We need to start getting labs, not just that 1 page of labs, y'all. I have 8 pages of labs that I got done. Like, we know a lot, and our doctors I'm not going to say they haven't been giving us that, but we have not been educated on everything that we should have been asking for. And so now I've been educated, and you know what? I'm going to let we're just going to flex this insurance out a little bit, because we need as much information as possible in order to make sure that we are making strong decisions. But we're going to talk about all of that. So I'm telling you all this, hopefully to get you excited about this. You will see promotions, you will see things coming about it. Okay. And so we will see things that will be coming up shortly about it. So I cannot wait to share about this upcoming series, because it is really important to me that as women, I am sharing everything I possibly can share with you so that you can have all the information that you need to be armed and have strong conversations. So yes, you can tell I'm really excited about this series that we're going to have. And so ladies, that's another thing. If there are influencers, thought leaders that you know that have good resources to share, reach out to me. I would love to talk to them. This is like a never-ending conversation, I feel like, because we need it. We need to have it. And like I said, I've been lurking behind the shadows and secretly like getting my list together. But definitely, if there's people that you're curious about, information that you want to know about it, let's talk about it, because I think it's just so important. Like, we cannot keep playing with our health this way. And like I said, I'm not worried about the scale. It's not about the scale. I want everybody to sit here and just close their eyes for a moment and think about something. No matter what age you are, I want you to think about something. Close your eyes. Yes, I'm going to do it too. I want you to close your eyes. Now, I want you to take a moment to think about how you want to feel, how you want to look 10 years from now. Yeah, I said 10 years from now. So for me, I'm 53. I'm thinking about how I want to look and feel at 63. And I can clearly tell you, at 63, I want to look and feel just like I do at 53. And how I do. I want to feel this good. I want to feel better. I want to feel strong. I want to feel safe. I want to feel solid. And I don't know what 10 years looks like for you, because obviously your numbers are different than mine. But I think it's time that we all take a moment to start thinking about what the next 5 to 10 years look like. What does longevity look like? So that's why I'm really excited about having these conversations, because it's so important for us not to wait until we're just like right up on it. Like none of us can afford to wait until we're right up on anything anymore. Like we have to prepare, because if you don't prepare, you're planning to fail. And so this is our season to prepare. And so I really want to make sure that I'm putting good tools in your toolbox so that you feel secure, so that you feel prepared, because we deserve to live the best life that we possibly can. So yes, I am really, really excited about it, as you can tell. And so more details will start to come. It will definitely be a series launching in April. And so look out for that. And that's what I will be working on in the interim. I will definitely be back next week, though. I'm very excited. I have a guest. Her name is Renel Turner. She is the owner of Nelly's Treats, located in Troy, New York. I met her actually through my husband, and I've had her desserts, which are amazing. But it's not just about her skills as a baker. It's about her story. She is a self-taught baker who has a beautiful storefront in Troy, New York, and she's baking for corporations as well as personally for other people. She has classes, like she's doing all of this, and she's a single mom. And so I'm really excited about her learning more about her journey to where she is now. But also she just wrote a book, and her book will be coming out. And I am very excited to talk with her about it and share that with you, because when I read an excerpt of her book that she sent me, it really shows the power of recipes in regards to, obviously, generationally, as well as it also just shows how there is healing in baking, and how creating a beautiful story, sharing your life in a way through recipes, through baking, can be a beautiful love letter to your daughter, to your family. And this is her beautiful love letter to her daughter, her guide. So I'm very excited about digging into that. So next week we will definitely have that conversation for you guys. And so in the rental room, that's really it. Like I said, I took a little break last week because it was my birthday. Back on February the 25th, I turned 53. And on top of that, the pod is over 5 years old now. Can you believe it? We've been doing this for over 5 years, and I'm just really starting to get into video, So I'm like, a little, still trying to work through it, but I'm excited to finally be taking this step and betting on myself. And I'm telling you that not because I'm trying to give myself a hard time about taking this time, but I'm just telling you that to remind you that it's never too late to start. It's not about the beautiful start. It's not, I always have to remember that I had an ugly start. My first episode to where I am now, it was an ugly start as to what this is. But I'm so glad that I started. I'm so glad that I kept going. And so hopefully by me sharing that, it'll remind you that if there is something that you have been working on, just start. Just try. What's the harm in it? If you keep going, it will grow. If you keep going, it will build. Put your heart and your passion into it. The way that we should be putting our heart and our passion into ourselves, we should be putting that into our passions. We only have so much time to live life. Live it fully, live it beautifully, live it well done. Live it well done. So yeah, those are the kind of the updates going on. And so yeah, I had the pod birthday. I had my birthday. My husband came and surprised me for my birthday, which was beautiful. And I truly felt blessed to be able to have him here, because we're long distance. And so it was so nice to be able to spend time. And I got to act like a big kid. I went to Epic Universe and was a big kid with my friend Katie, my sister Tracy. Like, we had a blast. I rode rides, y'all. It was awesome. I cannot wait to do it again. And see, that's what I'm talking about. It's like seizing the moment of life, living fully, having that longevity to be able to go out there. Because I'm not going to lie, we walked over 6 miles that day. Steps were not an issue. And I had such a great time. And I felt good the next day. I actually could get out of bed. You know what I mean? Like, I didn't feel stiff. I didn't need aspirin. And I don't want that for any of us. I want us all to really be able to stand and enjoy life. Because again, like I said, it's just, there's only so much time. And if not now, when? So I want everybody trying to figure out what they got to do to have it now, because we deserve it. And so, yes, that literally has been like what I've been doing. I'm trying to think. I've also been listening to the news, and, I would be remiss. I felt like I do feel like I would be remiss. Obviously, February was Black History Month. It was an interesting Black History Month. That's a whole nother thought to me. With everything that's going on in the world. And even I have to mention, especially with the loss of Reverend Jeff C. Jackson. And I know that there is varying opinions in regards to Reverend Jackson, but no one can deny the impact that that man has had in regards to the lives of Black Americans as well as this country. And so, it is definitely one thing that I always want to remember. Black History Month is not just February, even though it's my favorite month because obviously I was born that month. Black History is 365 days a year. And I just want to give all praise and honor to that, to that man for everything that he did to put us to where we are right now, because he was a part of that journey. And so we have to honor the past in order to give credence and be prepared for the future, because everything is circular. A lot of the things that we're seeing, they've been done before. They're just being done on new levels based upon new technology, new insights, new thoughts. But a lot of it is an old playbook. And so we do have to be wise in regards to what we're seeing, what we're thinking. That is why it's so essential to be clear. That is why it's so essential to know your history. If your history wasn't important, they wouldn't be in such a fervor to try to erase it. Never forget where you came from. But never let someone else who is not of your ilk tell you who you are. Always know who you are. So definitely wanted to add that in there and make an effort to learn who you are. Read books, have conversations with your elders. Never lose our history. Our history is beautiful and expansive. It is so much more than slavery. And there is so much of it to be shared and to be taught and to be talked about. And we have to, because our younger generations deserve to hear it. We are the griots now, and we need to continue to bring our story forward. So I wanted to make sure I added that into this conversation as well. It's very important. And so outside of that, though, I've just been trying to live life. And like I said, plan and strategize and take care of myself. And so I want to thank you guys for the grace during my moments of silence. Believe me, it's not you. It's truly me. It's me. I'm growing and evolving and changing. And I'm very grateful for every opportunity to do that. And so I hope you will continue to have grace with me. And I will thank you for the grace that you have extended so far. And like I said, I'm very excited about this new series. It's time for us to get really, really serious. It's time for some shifts. It's time for some longevity conversations. It's time for what are we going to do to prepare ourselves for what we want to look like and feel like in the next 5 to 10 years of our lives. And I am so grateful to be able to share my journey, and hopefully it will inspire you and give you resources that will help you be prepared for yours. So that is the episode this week. Yes, kind of nice little quick bite. But like I said, I will definitely be back next week. I'm very excited about my conversation with Renel, and I hope that you guys will enjoy it as well. And definitely, please make sure, like I said earlier, if there are specific topics that you would like to talk about during this series in April and beyond, certain influencers that you would like me to see, I'm not afraid to reach out to nobody. Don't get it twisted. Conversations are conversations. You'd be very surprised how open people are to having conversations. And I'm down. So hit me up. My email is hello@thewelldonelife or thewelldonelife@gmail.com. As well as you can also find me on social media. I am on Instagram at the Notorious PLDB, my personal one, as well as the Well Done Life podcast. And I do a little bit of the Facebook. I'm trying to get better at it. My husband is trying to pull me out at Pamela Davis Brown as well. So please don't hesitate to reach out and talk to me, because I want to make sure that I'm sharing content that is relatable to you. I'm going to share it all, the good, the bad, and the ugly of it all. I'll tell you everything you need to know, because that's what community does. We share from a space of love and trueness, because I want you guys to be well in all areas of your life. And so I will be back next week, like I said, with a new episode. And I can't wait to talk to you. Take care of yourselves and each other, and we'll talk soon. Bye.